Hello, Internet. It's the Pennsylvania Hitman coming to you from PaHitman Studios in Erie, Pennsylvania. And I'm here to talk to you about fight jitters. I've had approximately 100 combat sports fights. That's including both boxing and mixed martial arts. I've had around 2,000 wrestling grappling matches, if you include both my scholastic wrestling career and my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competitive grappling career. And I've been in well over 500 street fights. So that's where I'm going to get my experience from to talk to you guys about what I know about fight jitters. Alright, jitters is a byproduct of fear. The jitters that you get in your first half dozen fights is going to be a lot different than the jitters you get when you're a seasoned veteran. Let's talk about the jitters in your first half dozen fights. You're going to get jitters at first because you're afraid to get hurt. You might be scared of fighting in front of hundreds or thousands of people. You're scared you're going to embarrass yourself. You're scared you're going to let the people down that came to support you. You're scared and fearful that you're going to let your coach down. All those reasons are why you're going to get jitters in your first half dozen fights. Now let's talk about how a seasoned vet handles jitters or fear, as I'll call it. That's going to depend on your personality. Everybody's different. Everybody handles their jitters and fear differently. And that's where I think they say fighting is a lot of just mental aspects of fighting. It's like, it's a head game. Fighting is a head game. It's good to be in shape. You can be in the best shape in the world. If your head's not in the game, you're going to lose every single time. So getting jitters and being fearful, that can really affect your head. So it really just depends on who you are. Some people like to listen to music, jam out to music, just blast music up until the fight pace back and forth. Some people like to get a sweat going. They like to just, get like a good sweat going before they go in there. Me personally, I like to just stretch out. I like to be quiet. I just like to relax. I just like to chill and think. I always fought better when someone pissed me off. Like, I always wanted it to be a fight. I was always in a ton of street fights. So the sooner someone could turn it into a street fight, the happier I would be. I always perform best if the guy got in my face or talked some shit to me that day, or we got into it. A lot of times I've gotten into it with people at weigh-ins right before the fight. I've had people push me, and we get into a shoving match right before we went out there and fought. If you piss me off, I fight really, really good. So anger was always my best friend when I fought. I know a lot of people, if you get them angry, they fight like shit. I'm the exact opposite. If you piss me off, I'll fuck you up. So if you piss me off, all my concentration will be pointed right towards what I got to do, and my jitters will be gone. Once you've made me mad, my jitters are gone. I'm not afraid of you. I just want to get my fucking hands on you and fuck you up. So it just depends on who you are. If you start thinking, oh, this guy, man, he's from a good gym. Jesus, he's only lost one fight. I'm fighting in his hometown. The judges are going to be against me. Everyone's booing me. You start thinking negatively, that's going to be bad. You can't do that. I was afraid of, a couple times my jitters have gotten the best of me where I was just really pissed off. Like when I fought for my first world title, I actually won the fight. I don't even think it lasted 30 seconds, but I was scared of this guy, man. He was just on the other side of the room. We were kind of warming up in the same room. I was on one side, he was on the other, and he's just kind of just walking and doing this weird, crazy shit. And he fought a guy that beat me, and this one guy I fought, he armbarred me in 30 seconds, man. I was pissed. I took him down, and he just armbarred me and finished me. And I heard that this dude that beat me lost to this guy real quick and got hospitalized, was sent to the hospital and just got knocked out. And I thought that this guy that beat me was really, really good. So the fact that he beat this guy that beat me real quick, I was scared of this guy, and he was just acting stupid. My friend George Pfeiffer was cornering me. The fight was in Toledo, and George went over and was messing with him, trying to inspect his hand wraps and saying they were illegal. So George was trying to play a head game with him, and George would come over and talk to me, oh, you got this, blah, 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 But I was scared. It was the first time I was really, really afraid of the dude I was going to fight. And luckily, this dude, when we got in the cage, he came at me so hard that I just had no time to even think about how to react. I was just on autopilot. I ended up taking him down. He rolled me, and then I armbarred him, and ended up busting his arm in like 30 seconds. So the fact that he just came at me so hard, he forced me to fight, was that ended up being in my favor. So how you deal with that, with those jitters, it's up to you, and it's a total mental game. You got to figure out how to think positive. You got to come up with a game plan. You just got to keep rehearsing that game plan over and over your head, and you got to just figure out what's best for you to deal with a fight. Is it listening to music? Is it, getting into a quiet space and just sitting, relaxing, stretching out? Is it getting that sweat going before you get in there? Whatever you got to do, you got to figure that out on your own. And after about a dozen fights, you'll kind of learn what you want to do to deal with those first fight jitters and those jitters that you get over time. And jitters are your friends, so you got to think about it. When you're scared, that means your body is gonna protect itself. If you're not scared, sometimes that can be real dangerous too. But you guys just gotta figure it out on your own and figure out what works best for you. For some bonus footage, I'm gonna play that world champion fight that I was telling you about earlier, where I was super scared of the dude. So that fight is gonna be playing right now.